chaos, confusion, danger, but also rebirth of some sort. So that's the energy of the months of March and April. Very sensitive period. This is probably the most sensitive couple of months of our lifetime in many, many, many decades. We have Rahu sitting there already for a while. Mercury will join Rahu, and Mercury is going to be debilitated and it'll go retrograde during this period. Venus is already there, exalted in Pisces, joined by Rahu, and Venus will also go retrograde. And then Sun will enter, but then it'll also be joined by Moon briefly for a couple of days. So that's the time of major solar eclipse towards the end of March. So a lot going on in the sign of Pisces that hasn't we haven't seen that before in a very, very long time. So we got exercise caution, but also really huge opportunities. It's like the death and rebirth. That's what an eclipse is, but such a powerful eclipse with so many planets concentrated in one sign of the zodiac that is unprecedented. So we'll see how this may impact each one of us, but we'll focus also on opportunities and remedies and things, specific things that all of us can do based on each of the 12 rising signs. Before we begin, my humble request, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you want to learn traditional, authentic astrology, we are beginning a beginner's course that's actually very solid foundations for all the planet signs and houses and practical application on charts. So that's starting in mid-March. You can check the details on my website, VedicAstroAmit.com. First of all, Aries rising. This whole congregation of planets, so we're talking about Mercury, Venus, Rahu, all look in the sign of Pisces in your 12th house. So there'll be a lot of energy. Now, Rahu exaggerates everything. Rahu is also Maya, illusion, and Venus and Mercury there. So that means this will, first of all, actually, it will activate your intuition. There could be a lot of mental fog. That's the biggest issue with Mercury, with Rahu and Venus. There could be a lot of this, making plans, but like building sand castles, but nothing concrete on the ground. And so you need to keep your feet on the ground. You need to stay very focused. There's going to be a lot of imagination and, creativity. That's great, but also focus on the practical ground realities. So the 12th house, there could be lots of hidden secrets that will come to your surface. And you have to be very careful. There could be some schemings, some secretive stuff going on. And this eclipse season, this very powerful energy of Rahu and all the other planets, that may exaggerate that. So you have to be very careful in terms of your blind spots in life, what's going on behind your back. Be careful on those fronts. Secondly, be careful in any foreign trips, foreign projects, dealing with foreign people. There could be this, love at first sight, or you just, oh, this is the best project, this is the best deal. So those issues may be there. You have to be very, very careful in figuring out what is real, what is not real. Then there may be a lot of these, people may come to you, they'll offer some things in terms of, this energy, hypnosis, all of those, or astral travel. Don't believe everything that's coming your way because our intellect, Mercury, is under the influence of Rahu. And this is, I'm saying, for the sign of Aries rising, because this is happening in your 12th house. So go, do deep meditation. Try to focus on what the reality, which is the discernment of Mercury. You got to activate. There'll be lots of mystical experiences. This is a wonderful time for mystical exploration, but you have to dispel the mental confusion that might be possible. There could be sort of like unconventional communication, you can say, because Mercury with Rahu, very unconventional. And so the remedies, what you can do, and then there'll be a big eclipse. So it's like a rebirth. It's like your 12th house is getting a reset, completely letting go of the past and then the past baggage, letting go of emotional baggage. That is the whole cleansing process that will take place during the months of March and April with the eclipses and all. So one good remedy is donate to any spiritual causes like Buddhist meditation centers, ashrams, especially ashrams, and then also donate to hospitals. 12th house represents hospitals. Donate to old age homes. that is 12th house. Activate your subconscious mind. Focus on your dreams and your sleep. Dream, the yoga nidra is very powerful. And also honor your ancestors. This is the time that is really telling you something about your past, your ancestors, and what you can do for them and what they can do for you. So do tarpan, which is the ritual for ancestors that we do. You can a simple tarpan you can do yourself or have a priest do for you with water and sesame seeds. So those are extremely powerful, but there'll be a lot of chaos and confusion in your life from hidden sources, like all of a sudden, oh, I never knew this existed in my life, and that may cause trouble or some issues in your life. Another caution is especially for foreign travel, be very careful. And also, in terms of relationships, there could be expenses. There could be like lavish, expenses on things you don't need, luxury and all that. Or if you're a male native, maybe because of your spouse, she may want to spend extra. So keep an eye on your expenditure. That's the 12th house. There could be lots of money flowing out that is not needed. So the remedy becomes that you can give donation from your side. That sort of becomes like a remedy for the 12th house. And remember, Mercury, Venus together, they own rule four houses, and then they're sitting in the fifth, the 12th house. That's number five houses are being impacted, and then Sun and Moon will join as well. So at least half of the chart, half of the areas of life are being impacted. But yes, all the action is taking place in the 12th house. So be careful about these areas. And again, this is the time of awakening as well, rebirth, and happening in the 12th house. This is for you, it's absolutely fantastic this is no less than a deep spiritual awakening for you. Next is Taurus rising. For Taurus Lagna, this major congregation of planets is happening in your 11th house. Now, so this is kind of a generic, reading for Mercury transit, for Venus, all of those in the 11th house. So Mercury will be there especially from February 27th through May 6th. But it'll be retrograde for a portion of this time. And Venus is already there. Venus will be there until 30th of May. Rahu will be there until 30th or 29th of May. And so there is, you know, transformation of your 11th house. First of all, be very careful on social media. There could be a lot of this misinformation, this because Rahu is illusion, Maya, and Mercury is intellect. So the intellect is under the influence of Rahu. At the same time, Venus, which is the planet of, connection with other people, relationships, and all of that. So that may be under pressure as well. So you may feel like people may lift you up and then bring you down on social media. So don't believe everything on social media, and there'll be lots and lots of illusion and misinformation. That's very important, especially there's going to be a big eclipse as well. Secondly, about your desires. You may have excessive desires during this period, especially the March and April timeframe. Be extremely careful. You can chant Lord Krishna's mantras, and also you can do journaling. So that way, instead of like posting things on social media, just generic stuff that's not very useful, you can express your emotions and this excess feelings or even desires, excessive desires. You can write it out. You can journal, and that way that'll help you. And then third thing is about finances. 11th house is your financial income. And there may be big opportunities, Rahu, Venus, Mercury, absolutely powerful opportunities you'll see come your way, but you have to be careful. If possible, yes, opportunities will come, but if possible, uh, you know, uh, make any major decisions only after especially after the eclipse. So April is okay, but even after April. So May is a better time frame. There'll be a lot of opportunities, but also those opportunities may actually be bigger than they actually are. They may seem bigger. So in reality, they may be actually, not so real or not so big at all. One big remedy for you is to give actually money donation, that is 11th house finances. So the actual donation will be great. And also there could be confusion or differences with your older siblings. You have to be careful. So it's best to, if there are, arguments and stuff, just best to uh, not respond, at least for these 2, 3 months, and then things may become better again. But keep in mind, this is a very powerful period which will activate your intuition. Mercury is intellect, Rahu is, illusion, and then Venus is all the things that we enjoy. But because of Rahu's conjunction, everything becomes exaggerated. Everything is very, very powerful. So Mercury-Venus combination is great as long as you are thinking through and not jumping to conclusion or not taking action without thinking. Otherwise, big opportunities coming your way for finances, big opportunities for also for doing things on social media, as long as you're careful. Next is Gemini rising. This combination of planets will be in your 10th house in the sign of Pisces. Mercury will be there from February 26th to May 6th. And then Venus is already there. It'll be there until 30th of May. Rahu will be there until 29th, 30th of May as well. So the whole focus is on your 10th house, your career, your profession. And it doesn't mean just anything that you do in the broad daylight. And your name and fame, your recognition, dealing with the authorities, all of that is 10th house. So first of all, there's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of chaos, a lot of uncertainty, because not just because Rahu is there, but Mercury, Venus both will actually go retrograde in the middle. So in March, both Mercury and Venus will be retrograde. So and then sitting with Rahu exaggerates that retrograde energy. And so in terms of your career, you may see huge opportunities. That's Rahu sitting there with Venus and Mercury, but those may not be real. You have to be very careful to see what's real, what's not in terms of your profession or business opportunities, your career. So best is for Gemini rising to just lay low in terms of your career. Don't make any major big decisions, and uh, and also you can do Surya puja, worshipping the sun god, Gayatri mantra, Surya Namaskar. Those will help with your, dealing with the authorities, with your recognition, name, and fame, and also will give you strength to speak the truth. And then also you can give donation of wheat or copper items, and you can do meditation on your Manipur chakra. That's the solar plexus. That'll enhance the solar energy. Otherwise, there could be a lot of illusion, a lot of Maya in your career or with your co-workers also. There's also, you have to be cautious in terms of any illicit relationships or any, things at your workplace. So don't be involved in any of those scandals or things like that. And then towards the middle of this period, on 29th of March, in fact, Saturn will also join Pisces, and that's the day of eclipse as well. So massive changes in your career. There may be actually break in your career, but the eclipse is like death and rebirth. So you may see much better opportunities, bigger opportunities, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very chaotic, extremely chaotic, probably the most two chaotic months in your career, in your profession, or dealing with the authorities. So you just got to be careful. Of course, it depends on your natal chart also. It's not going to be the same for all Gemini rising. So you have to look that way. But this is the general guidance. But at least there'll be harsh energy for career for most of the Gemini rising people. Next is Cancer rising. So for Cancer, this combination is going to take place in your ninth house. Mercury will be there from February 27th through May 6th. Venus is already there, exalted, and that'll be there until 30th of May. Rahu will be there until 29th of May. Saturn will join them on 29th of March. And then, of course, the sun will be there and moon will be there for a couple of days. That'll be causing the eclipse, the solar eclipse on 29th of May. So this is unprecedented. And then Mercury and Venus on top of that, they both will go retrograde as well. So participating in an eclipse and retrograde, debilitated Mercury, exalted Venus with the Maya illusion of Rahu and the harsh energy of Saturn, because Saturn and Rahu are going to be very close to each other. They're going to be coming towards each other. Saturn is joining them from here, from Aquarius to Pisces, and Rahu is actually going towards Aquarius. So first of all, Cancer rising, be very careful in terms of any scandals related to spiritual beliefs or spiritual work that you do or with your guru. Stay very clean. Secondly, if something appears to be too good to be true in terms of your spiritual path, higher education, or with your gurus, that is probably too good. So be very careful. There could be lots of these fake gurus or deceptive practices in the name of spirituality. You got to be very, very careful regarding those, and you yourself also stay very calm and clean and truthful. It's a good period which will give you opportunities, massive opportunities like the death and rebirth. So you have to let go of the old. You have to focus on your intuition. There'll be huge, massive like imagination, daydreaming uh, in terms of your spiritual path, higher studies, or with your gurus, or with your father also. But you have to keep your feet on the ground and stay grounded and think in the practical terms as well. Best thing is during this period, stay, visit the temples or church, visit religious places as much as possible. Secondly, give donation or give respects or chant mantras for the gurus, and the guru mantra, the guru beach mantra, or give donation to the gurus, and learn from the gurus. Sit with the gurus, learn with, enroll in some higher studies, spiritual, esoteric wisdom, all of that. And then also share your wisdom. If you have, everybody has some skills, some wisdom. So share even with your family, even with your friends, or with other people, with your clients, or with your coworkers. So that's the best remedy. And this will literally catapult you as a guru. If you have, if you're on that path, this is really going to be fantastic. But also, this will help you find new gurus or this deeper connection with your existing gurus. But there could be a lot of mental fog. That's Mercury is joining Rahu. Mercury is intellect. And there'll be separate videos I'll be making for, especially for Venus and the energy. So you have to combine all of those energies. And then, of course, you have to look at your natal chart, how that may impact you based on your placements in the chart. But this happening in your ninth house, the Dharma Trikona, your spiritual belief system will go complete underhaul or overhaul. I mean, I'm sorry. But it is, as I said, death and rebirth. So you have to be ready to let go of old belief system, maybe, and then embrace something new. But the biggest caution is stay away from any of these promises given by spiritual organizations or gurus. Um, just do your due diligence, use your intellect, use your intuition also when you're dealing with the gurus or any spiritual work or higher studies. Next is Leo rising. So Mercury will be in Pisces from February 27th through May 6th. So that's going to be in your eighth house. Venus is already there in your eighth house, joined by Rahu. Venus will be there until 30th of May. Rahu will be there until 29th of May. And they all will be joined by Saturn uh, as of March 29th. And that's the day of eclipse as well. So Leo, very, very, very sensitive period for you. This may bring huge changes and transformation in your whole life. All areas of life may be impacted because these planets joining here rule at least 7 8 houses in your chart, and they're all congregating in your eighth house to bring about some massive change and transformation in your life. And this is no ordinary change transformation. This is not just like one planet transiting through your eighth house, but this is going to be uh, eclipse also. So there's major solar eclipse on 29th of March as well. So that will shake up everything. And then, so first of all, be ready for spiritual awakening. This is taking place in your Moksha Trikona. Be ready to really dive deep into the secrets of the universe. You have to be willing to go deep. It may sound scary. It may be like unfounded fear or fear of the unknown. All those things and feelings will be there in your mind. You have to shake them off. There could be lots of illusion about spiritual path, or there could be this misconceptions. So all those will go away. This is like death and rebirth literally for you. For everybody, yes, because eclipse is death and rebirth, but for Leo rising, eighth house is literally the house of death as well. It's longevity. And so be very, very careful, but this will bring huge spiritual awakening for you. So big recommendations for you. One is daily, if possible, you can do the Rudra Abhishek. Secondly, you can literally do the Yoga Nidra and also this meditation of focusing on the process of death and rebirth and all of that. So Yoga Nidra, lucid dreaming, anything that you can do to practice being okay with change, being okay with the process of transformation, being okay with uh, things shifting suddenly. Now, a few more cautions. Like one is be very ethical and moral in dealing with money, especially money of other people, inheritance, shared resources, or money finances of other people. Uh, Otherwise, there could also be this eighth house congregation may actually reveal a lot of secrets in your life. And so first you can be truthful from your side, but it may also reveal secrets like of other people in your life. This will also give you intuition and deep insights into how you can heal yourself. Any long-term diseases, chronic diseases, that's going to be the area of change and transformation, like death of the old, letting go of the negative or the diseased energy that's not serving you, embracing the new healthy, the new you that's 100% healthy and happy. So this is profound for you, for Leo rising. But also, literally, there could be some kinds of like sexual scandals. Venus is involved here, Rahu is here, and then the seventh lord Saturn is also going to join them end of March. So you have to be very, very careful, very clean, very truthful, honest, especially in your relationships. And there could be also expenses because of spouse or relationships on luxury and items you don't need. So that's all Venus Rahu combination in the eighth house. So those are some of the cautions, but massive spiritual awakening awaiting for you. So that's Leo rising. Next is Virgo rising. So for Virgo, as for all the other signs, Mercury will be in Pisces from these other dates, from February 27th through May 6th. Mercury will be joined by Rahu, and Venus is already there. Venus will be there until May 30th. So those all that happening in your seventh house. Rahu will be there until 29th of May, and they all will be joined by Saturn as of 29th of March. And that's the day of eclipses, the major solar eclipse. So this all, especially the months of March and April, those are the two most sensitive months, and that's happening in your seventh house. So this means a complete overhaul of your relationships. You'll discover, this is like the death and rebirth. Letting go of the old in terms of your relationships, your partnership, your business partnerships also. You may have to reevaluate all your business partnerships, and this is one-on-one partnerships. That's the seventh house. And secondly, you have to stay very, very loyal and honest in your personal relationship with your spouse, and because Venus Rahu could cause a lot of negative energy if you're not loyal, if you're not honest. And then Mercury is there, so your intellect may be clouded by Rahu. You may not be thinking uh, correctly. You may not be thinking, uh, you know, the intellect is being compromised. So lots of Venus remedies are good for you. You can also do the Lakshmi Narayan mantras for goddess Lakshmi and Vishnu. And then also you can do remedies for Rahu. Very important for you. This is all for the area of relationships and partnerships for Virgo rising. Next is Libra rising. Mercury will be in your sixth house starting February 27th until May 6th. Venus is already there until May 30th. Rahu will be there until May 29th, and Saturn will join them, all of them, as of March 29th. That's the day of solar eclipse as well. So massive energy in your sixth house, unprecedented. First of all, take care of your health. Sixth house is your health. Any acute diseases, you have to be very careful. Get checked up or focus on your health routine, daily routine, dinacharya. That may go out of the window because of there's a lot of chaos here because Mercury and Venus both will be retrograde in March. And Rahu, of course, always is retrograde. And then Rahu and Saturn is going to have a head-on collision in your sixth house. So health is very, very, very important. So a good remedy for that is you can donate medicines. You can donate to hospitals or any health-related uh, uh, initiatives. Secondly, you can also chant Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Very powerful, very important for Libra. Secondly, in your job, there could be a lot of chaos and confusion and illusion and misunderstanding because of this Rahu energy and solar eclipse happening there. So you may actually lose your job and get find a new one. This is like literally death and rebirth of all those areas represented by a sixth house. Uh, and but you may see like huge opportunities. Mercury Rahu will give you this illusion of big giant opportunities, big things. So you have to be very uh, you know uh, very clear about what's making sense, what's not making sense. Then third thing, major area is any legal issues or conflicts or enemies. So avoid any conflicts, avoid any major decisions in terms of any legal cases or law related issues, but also stay away if possible from any sort of conflict. This is a good time to dig deep and focus on your inner weaknesses. Shadripu, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mat, Matsar. And also Venus there, and Venus for male natives, that is the Karaka for wife also. So for relationships, you have to be very careful. There could be, distance or break or something unpleasant in terms of relationships as well. That is if you're not careful. That is if you follow the Maya, the illusory path of Rahu. Otherwise, there's no issue. Otherwise, this will be like a wonderful, like a rebirth, a new phase in your relationships. And I'm saying this is more important for Libra rising because Venus is your Lagna Lord as well. It's Lagna Lord and it's the eighth Lord. So there's lots of these yogas, Viprit Raj yogas happening, eighth Lord in the sixth house and all of that. But it is a lot of chaotic energy, especially because Mercury retrograde, both will be retrograde, Mercury and Venus, I mean. And then, so you have to be careful all the way until pretty much end of May. That's when Rahu will change signs and go over to Aquarius. And that's when Saturn will, start to settle down in the new sign, but still a lot of chaotic energy. One thing you can do, for your own health, for your sanity, for your job, is do lots of volunteer service. Help other people. Sixth house is helping other people. So through your physical, this efforts or um, like through education, any way you can help other people, that'll be fantastic during this massive transit. Next is Scorpio rising. Pisces is your fifth house here. You can see this. And then you'll have Mercury, Venus, Rahu, all of them in your fifth house. Mercury will be there from February 27th through May 6th. Venus will be there until May 30th. Rahu will be there until May 29th. Saturn will join them as of March 29th. That's also the day of eclipse. And Saturn and Rahu are having a head-on collision after March 29th. And so there is massive chaos happening. Plus, on top of that, Mercury and Venus both will be retrograde in March. They'll be going back to your fourth house. They'll give you results of the fourth house rather than the fifth house. So fifth house is compromised. Fifth house will have a lot of change and transformation and chaos and confusion and even danger and risk. So first of all, be very careful in your romantic relationships. If you are looking for one or if you're in one, there could be scandals, there could be illusion, heartbreak, a lot of negative influences are there. Secondly, with your children also, be very gentle, and then they may be undergoing through this massive change and transformation. But remember, this is the period of sort of death and rebirth. It is a process of cleansing. It is a deep cleansing for all the areas related to the fifth house. Then be very careful in stock market. Do not make any rash decisions. If possible, just stay out. Of course, this is not financial advice by any means, but this is just helping you with the energies. And then fifth house is creativity. So this will be a massively creative period for you. That's one of the big positive is that you can give birth to a lot of ideas, a lot of creative work, and focus on that. In terms of other remedies, what you can do, one is Saraswati Puja, any Saraswati mantras for goddess Saraswati. Then you can give a donation for any education related causes, and then also give donation for any children like orphanages or poor children. All of those will be very Powerful. Do lots and lots and lots of mantras. Fifth house is the mantra shastra. So chanting literally is the best remedy, especially during the eclipse. This season, the months of March and April are going to be off the charts, very, very critical, very sensitive. Uh, so focus on deep meditation, focus on your creative aspects. That is fifth house. Otherwise, there could be, scandals or just hidden stuff going on that you have to be careful about. And that especially because of Scorpio. Scorpio itself is a hidden sign. So any eclipse would actually affect Scorpio people more in general. But of course, it depends on your natal chart. So what's going on in your natal chart, what Mahadasha, Antardasha you're running, where the planets are placed, but this is the generic reading for all Scorpio rising. So that's for Scorpio. Next is Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius. Then we have Sagittarius rising. In this one, we see the congregation of planets will be in your fourth house. Mercury will be in Pisces in your fourth house from February 27th through May 6th. Venus is already there until May 30th. Rahu will be there until May 29th. Saturn will join all of them in your fourth house as of 29th of March, and that's the day of eclipse. Massive energy. And on top of that, Mercury and Venus will be retrograde in March. And so there is a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion. This is not like ordinary, oh, so two strong or three strong planets sitting in one house. That means it gives the power to that house. No, this is a very chaotic energy with the eclipse, with the retrograde planets. And then also Saturn and Rahu will be having a head-on collision in Pisces after 29th of March. So first of all this chaos may be happening in your place of residence, that is your home. That's the fourth house. Be very gentle, be very caring in your home environment with your family members, especially with your mother also. That's the fourth house. She may be undergoing this process of change and transformation. And remember, the eclipse and all of this is literally the death of the old and rebirth or birth of the new. So let go of any attachments with your house. Let go of any old ways of thinking that are not working for you. And then there's lots of remedies, other things you can do. One is worship the Divine Mother in any form that you resonate with. Could be Durga or Lalita Devi, any goddess. Worship the Shakti, the goddess. Feed the cows, and anything, the jaggery, gourd and wheat and stuff. Then also at home, in your home, in your place of residence, treat it like a sanctuary, like a ashram. All do puja every day, mantra chanting, light a ghee lamp every morning or evening, and then don't, keep your house clean and pure. Don't, if possible, don't drink alcohol in your home or bring, friends for party and stuff. So that's a big no-no, especially during this eclipse season and 5, 6 major planets in your fourth house. The other things are be very clean in terms of your relationships. Venus and Rahu here in the fourth house, there could be like scandals, like homegrown scandals or things hidden that are not visible to you. So be careful, keep your eyes and ears open, and also rather than believing all the things externally, focus on your intuition. Mercury, because your intellect, Mercury, is under the influence of Rahu, that is illusion. So externally, we may not be able to think properly based on the external information. So go within, but also now another big caution is you may have plans of massive improvement or expansion in your home or buying properties and things like that. My recommendation would be wait at least until May or June before you make any major decisions related to real estate and other things. There could be a lot of Maya, illusion, misinformation. But yes, if you have done the due diligence and then all of that, then this will give you massive opportunities as well. And then, especially during the eclipse, couple of weeks before and after, that is end of March, be very cautious. Read the fine print if you sign any deals or anything related to real estate. Again, this is not financial advice, but sharing the energy with you based on the rising sign. And also careful driving. That's the vehicles is represented by the fourth house, especially Venus there under the influence of Rahu. So careful driving. Or if you want to buy a new vehicle, ideally wait until May or June. Otherwise, just chant the mantras for Venus, for Rahu, Durga mantras. Those will be very powerful. So that's for Sagittarius rising. Next is Capricorn rising. Mercury will be in your third house from February 27th through May 6th. Venus will be there until 30th of May. Rahu will be there until 29th of May. Saturn has been in your second house and it's about to leave. It's going to be entering your third house as of March 29th. And there it's going to go head-on collision with Rahu because Rahu is going towards Aquarius and Saturn is coming towards Pisces. So they'll meet towards the beginning of Pisces and then they'll have a head-on collision. So if you have any important planets in your natal chart, this is your rising sign. We're talking about Capricorn rising, but if you have any important planets in this area, those will be massively impacted. On top of all of that, Mercury and Venus will go retrograde in March and April. So that's why I say there is going to be a lot of chaos and confusion. This is no ordinary transit. This is not like two planets, they're friends and sitting in a friendly sign, so that makes the house very powerful. But this is a completely chaotic energy and uh, could be a lot of danger or big shift, big change, big transformation. The whole theme is letting go of the old, bringing the new. That's the eclipse energy, but such a powerful eclipse with five planets there during that period, end of March. But otherwise, also from end of February, this chaos, this confusion will begin. So third house, be very careful in your marketing, be very careful in your sales, in your communication, especially written communication, newsletters. You have to be very, very truthful. Otherwise, this will backfire. And then secondly, do not trust people blindly in terms of marketing or sales or offers and your own communication also. Thirdly, same thing applies to your younger siblings. There may be illusion and maya. Same thing with your close friends, same thing with your neighbors. Uh, but this will bring massive opportunities in terms of learning some skills. Third house is on steroids. And that is the house of skills, especially with your hands. If you're a healer, absolutely fantastic. Do lots of energy healing, Reiki and stuff, anything, pranic healing with your hands. Learn some new instruments. Do lots of journaling, lots and lots of journaling, so that will help you channel all of this energy. Then the third house is the courage. Chant Hanuman Chalisa for that'll give you courage. Meditate on the Vishuddha chakra. That's the throat chakra. That'll give you clarity of communication. You can do donation of share your skills. Like if you play some instrument, you can organize some charity events, concerts, stuff like that. But journaling is very, very powerful. Donation of education material is also going to be very good. That's all third house related to communication. And then third house is also one of the houses for desires. You have to keep your desires in check. And then in terms of day-to-day courage, as I mentioned, do Hanuman Chalisa, but also there may be frustration or just don't take action, don't react in your day-to-day life immediately. Think through the things and the consequences. So Mercury is the intellect, and that's under influence of Maya, illusion of Rahu. And then your Lagna Lord is going to be really having a tough time, head-on collision with Rahu. So be very careful these 2 months, March and April. Exercise caution, chant mantras, do your spiritual work, give donations, and then especially during a couple of weeks before and after the eclipse, that is end of March. So that's for the sign of Capricorn, Capricorn rising. Next, we have Aquarius, rising Aquarius, Lagna Aquarius, ascendant. For Aquarius rising, we have this eclipse and this whole transit, all this congregation happening in your second house. That's a sign of Pisces. First of all, Mercury will be there in your second house from February 27th through May 6th. Venus will be there until May 30th. It's already there. Rahu will be there until May 29th. Saturn, your Lagna Lord, will join them as of March 29th. That's the day of eclipse as well. Your Lagna Lord is going to have a head-on collision with Rahu. Rahu is at the edge of Pisces and Aquarius. It's coming towards Aquarius because it always goes backwards, whereas Saturn is going forward towards Pisces. So they will meet at the beginning of Pisces. So if you have any important planets in this area, those will be massively impacted. That depends on your natal chart. But then to top it off, Mercury and Venus both will be retrograde. So they are sort of giving you results of your first house, but not so good results of your second house. So there's a lot of massive chaos, confusion in your second house. First of all, exercise caution with your speech. If possible, remain silent. Silent meditation. Secondly, with your speech, you may have this excessive eating or compulsive eating or emotional eating or eating junk food, a lot of that chaotic energy. All of that stress and this effect of all these plants you may express that through eating. And then in the speech area, be very, very honest and truthful. Only speak the truth. Otherwise, there'll be difficulties. Third area is finances. This is your accumulated wealth. You may see a lot of opportunities, but a lot of them may not be true. A lot of them may be fake, promises of making money, quick rich schemes. Stay away from those. Absolutely. But yes, Rahu, Venus here, Mercury, absolutely very powerful, fantastic energy, which will give you big opportunities for making money. So there'll be good financial opportunities. You just have to be very careful. Use your intellect, that is Mercury, under the influence of Rahu, that means illusion. So you can't just blindly, accept or blindly uh, trust people in terms of your finances. But yes, this is as powerful as it can get. But because of the eclipse energy, end of March, don't make any major decisions at least until end of March or April. But keep your ears and eyes open. You'll have huge opportunities. And then in terms of remedies, give food donation. The best remedy for the second house, food donation throughout this 2-3 month of sensitive period. Secondly, as I said, use your speech. I said yes, remain silent, but use your speech if possible to help others, heal others, share your wisdom. So as long as you're sharing your truth, you're sharing the spiritual wisdom, then this second house will give you huge blessing. And then, of course, in terms of finances, as a remedy, yes, good big opportunities will be coming your way, but from your side, you can also give money donations. So that becomes a direct remedy as well. Another remedy for you is fasting. Literally, pay attention to what you eat or eat less if it suits your constitution. Of course, this is not a medical advice, but fasting as a spiritual practice is very powerful for Aquarius rising during these 2-3 months, which are going to be very, very sensitive. Then you can also chant or play Sri Suktam that will help with the finances. You can also focus on your Vishuddha chakra, the throat chakra, the speech. Meditate on the chakras, on especially the Vishuddha chakra. So those are powerful remedies. So this is literally death and rebirth. So let go of old ideas of finances, of speech, of food, and let the new energy come in. It's a great opportunity. Good things coming your way in terms of second house matters. So that's for the sign of Aquarius, Aquarius rising, Aquarius Lagna. Then we have Pisces rising. Absolutely, the most affected sign will be Pisces. All this energy, all this congregation happening in your first house, in your Lagna, Mercury will be there from February 27th through May 6th. Venus is already there, it's exalted, and it'll be there until 30th of May. Mercury is debilitated, and Rahu will remain there until 29th of May. To top it off, Saturn has been in your 12th house. It's going to join all of these planets as of March 29th. And that's when we're going to have a head-on collision between Saturn and Rahu right on top of your Lagna towards the beginning of Pisces. So if you have any sensitive planets in this area, those will be majorly impacted. Then on top of that, Mercury debilitated, but Mercury, Venus both will go retrograde. So they'll give you results of your 12th house, but not so strong results of your Lagna. Then March 29th, that's the day when we have eclipse. Sun will be there, moon will be there. A lot of chaos, a lot of confusion. but this is like Phoenix rising, literally for you. For Pisces rising, this is Phoenix rising. You will experience death and rebirth in your all areas of your life. Massive opportunity. First of all, you have to speak the truth. You know, uh, stay true to who you are. Ethics and discipline and morality is extremely important these 2 months. Otherwise, there'll be big scandals and big issues. Then also, you can exercise fasting. That's true for Aquarius also, but Pisces is fasting as in, self-control. It's all about yourself. That's the first house. Do lots of physical exercise. There could be lots of health issues come up, and or just fear. It's more about fear of Rahu, illusion, Maya. What may happen? What is this going on? Unknown fear. So get checked up, but do lots of physical exercise, and then most importantly, you can worship Lord Surya. Surya gives us clarity. Surya is our soul. Surya is the immunity. Sun is the immunity. So your immunity may be compromised, if you don't take care. So these 3 months, the most sensitive sign is Pisces, the Pisces rising. Take care of your health, take care of your speech, of your whole personality, your being, and then do lots of physical exercise and let go of ego. That's the first house. The most, one of the most challenging things about first house is we may have ego. So surrender your ego, do lots of meditation, chanting, and donations. Then this will be literally Phoenix rising. So you'll be a new person after this whole eclipse and these transits are finished. So that's for the sign of Pisces.